Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I need to counterpunch something real quick concerning Canelo Alverez and Terence Crawford. We've been talking about Terence Crawford taking on Canelo Alverez even before the Jermell Charlo fight, okay? You know, we seen Terence Crawford go from, hey, I don't want to fight at 168 to fuck it, I'll fight at 168. Why not? Take a chance. And a lot of people question, why did he do that? And why did he say that after he beat Errol Spence? Because he already beat Errol Spence. And obviously, if he's able to beat someone like Errol Spence, you know, he may have a chance against someone like Canelo Alvarez. Now, this is what I want to leave you guys with, okay? This is what I want to point out. Canelo Alvarez saying, fighting and beating Terence Crawford, he will get no credit, just like Crawford beating Gervonta Tank Davis. Okay. My question is to Canelo and all the Canelo fans, when has Canelo ever gave a damn about getting credit for fighting anybody that was smaller than him? Counterpunch. He fought Golovkin. Golovkin wasn't bigger than he wasn't at 168. In fact, Golovkin, good boy. He would not go to 168 for Andre Ward, if you guys can remember that. Now he goes up to 168 to fight Canelo for those belts or whatever in a third fight that nobody wanted to see. Right? After he got beat by Bivol, when he went up and he got beat by Bivol, did Bivol get credit? Fuck yeah, he got credit. He beat Canelo because Canelo was smashing guys that were bigger than him. Okay? So the same thing that Terence Crawford did to Errol Spence. Errol Spence was noticeably bigger than Terence Crawford. So that being said, what difference would it make who you fought and what size they were, as long as they were challenging you, because you are the guy that controls all the chips? It's your playground. You don't have to go down to anybody for any reason because you are the cash cow Canelo Alvarez. So why would you try to throw that in there as a scapegoat for not wanting to fight Terence Crawford? You didn't give a shit when you knocked out Amir Khan with his chinny ass. You didn't care about that at all. You didn't care about any of those guys. You know, he made 154 one time and fought Beefy Smith. He did not care about those dudes. He will bring them up, and he took them all to 155 where he beat them senseless. Okay, except Erislandy Lara, maybe Austin Trout. But everybody else, he was a lot bigger than them. He was a lot bigger than Miguel Cotto, right? Let's face it. It didn't matter. You know, so, like, I think that this size shit doesn't matter like people think it does. You know, like, you fought Jermell Charlo. Okay, Jermell Charlo obviously didn't come to fight. You know, so why not fight Terence Crawford? I know Terence Crawford's the undisputed 147-pound fighter, but Terence Crawford was planning to fight Errol Spence at 154, which that's kind of weird, you know, and I have to counterpunch that shit right here and now. Like, why would you not want to fight Errol Spence at 154? Now, I know how this rule of thumb goes. If Terence Crawford goes to 168 and Canelo Alvarez smashes him, that's the gamble that he's lost. I understand that. My thing is, that's not my quarrel. My thing is, why would Canelo Alvarez or his fans be worried about how big or small Terence Crawford was when he smashed everybody? See, we can't say that for guys like Amir Khan that moved up in weight to Canelo's weight and got knocked out cold in 6 rounds. Why are we rating what Jermell Charlo did compared to what Terence Crawford could do? Those are not the same guys. Jermell Charlo has already been beaten. He's been really beaten twice, people. Let's be real. Now let's go back and press on and add on the other charges after the previous conviction. Okay? What do I mean by that? We all know Brian Castano beat him. That wasn't no draw. Tony Harrison outboxed him. We know that. Okay, so there's no big secret about what the fuck Jermell Charlo's limitations were. I don't understand. Why are we rating a fighter with another fighter? Oh man, I know Terence can't do nothing now. Why? Because Jermell couldn't? Why are we comparing Jermell now to Terence Crawford? Why? Because they're both undisputed and Terence Crawford's smaller? Well, I mean, what does that really mean? Is Jermell Charlo a pound-for-pound fighter? And if so, where the fuck was he? See, I think people need to understand. Look, let these guys fight. Let Canelo Alvarez fight his own battles. And I say this about Canelo Alvarez. If Canelo Alvarez don't fight David Benavidez, if he does not fight him, fight Terrence Crawford, because that's the next best fight that you can possibly make. Okay? And this is what my counterpunch is. This is my prediction about the reason why Canelo Alvarez doesn't want to fight Terrence Crawford. Because he knows it's a lose-lose situation. See, he says he'll get no credit for winning. Well, I think he would rather feel more comfortable winning than losing. See, if he chose not to fight David Benavidez, okay, people, and then he decided to fight Terrence Crawford and Terrence Crawford beats him, well, it's nowhere for him to go. For one, they'll be looking at him like, you should have fought David Benavidez, punk. And then second, you let a guy that was 147 pounds come up and whoop you. And that would look really bad for Canelo Alvarez. And he knows, why would I take that risk and what if that happens to me? What if I go in there and get old overnight? What if I go in there with a John Ryder performance and this guy's faster, his timing's better? I can't land on him. He's Eddie me plus some, because he's really throwing punches and bunches at this point, and he's not doing like a Lara with a 1-2 and then take a walk around the block. No, he's catching, shooting, and he's landing shots with you that you don't see, and he's taking you to school, and you don't understand why this guy and how this guy can do what he can do, supposedly being a smaller guy moving up in weight, and he's supposed to be small, slower, and sluggish, and less energy and all that stuff because he's not accustomed to this weight. Well, what happens if that's wrong? Canelo can't take that chance. That's why. I get it. It's totally understandable. Canelo Alvarez cannot take that chance, because what would happen if he lost to Terrence Crawford? Terrence Crawford would be looked at as a boxing god, and Canelo Alvarez would be an overhyped farmer cash cow, because his numbers are reflecting not the cash cow no more. It's Gervonta Tank Davis. Yeah. So not only you're not landing the numbers like you used to, now you're getting whooped by guys that you shouldn't be getting whooped by. So why would Canelo Alvarez take that chance? If you're going to take a chance in your own weight class. Fight David Benavidez, because if you go mess it up with Terrence, and Terrence has that on his mind like he did Errol Spence, you could have one of those upsetting, surprising nights of boxing that we did not expect. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of this counterpunch concerning Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!